Hello, welcome to Weekly Update. I'm Bill Galvano. This week we are not in the studio. We are out in the community. We are here at the Bill Galvano One Stop Center. We are going to go inside in just a moment to see exactly what is being provided by the staff here at the One Stop Center. We will talk with Adela Rocher, who is the Executive Director, Michelle Gardner, who is the Clinical Director, Joe Mercado, Martha Childress, who runs the Open Door program, and hopefully you will learn a lot about the programs being provided and the fact that this center provides services on so many levels to so many people, from seniors to our veterans to children. It also provides basic needs, job application help, medical needs, including dental. That's why it's called the One Stop Center. So come on, join us, and let's see what they do. Here we are with Adela Rocher, who is the Executive Director of the Manatee Coalition on Homelessness. How are you doing today, Adele?
Very good, thank you.
Adele, why don't you give us a big view of what the Coalition for Homelessness does?
Well, the Community Coalition on Homelessness, we have 4 major programs that we provide for the community. And one of ours is the Open Door Day Resource Center, which is a program that provides basic services, and I think you'll be speaking to someone later about that. That's one of the major programs, and we're seeing over 7,000 visits a month here at the One Stop Center for people going through that program as well as some of the other programs.
7,000 visits?
7,000 visits a month. In that program, we were seeing about 150 people a month on average for the first 6 months of the year, and now it's starting to decrease a little bit, and I hope that's because our economy is starting to have more jobs open up so these people have a place to get some help.
Can you describe for our viewers the type person who is taking advantage of this program?
Well, it's not what you think. I mean, when I started at the Community Coalition, I didn't want to be the Executive Director of the homeless. I think many people have a stigma about who the homeless are, but really we have over 2,000 children in the community that are homeless. We have people coming in now, seniors who aren't able to live on their income and just need a little help to get by to stay in their housing. So there are a lot of different kinds of homeless, and then of course we have all the disasters happening, and there's homeless that are here because they have problems with fires or family problems, and there's just so many reasons for homelessness. So it could be anybody, it could be your neighbor, it could be your family member. It's different than the stigma that people usually had about homelessness, being the person who has mental health illness or drug issues, the drunk on the corner. Yes, there are probably a very small part of the population that still are homeless because of those issues, but the major portion is more families with children are the biggest population of homelessness in our county.
Let's focus on the children for a minute. 2,000 children.
More than 2,000 children were identified through the school district as being homeless during this last school year. And they're not homeless all at one time, but during that school year, at least 2,000. And if you consider that's just during the school year, and there's lots more children that aren't counted because they aren't up into the school yet, they're under 5 years old, there's probably far more than 2,000.
And these are kids who are actually still attempting to go to school without a home.
Yes, and that's what Project Heart's program is very good about, helping them maintain their school no matter where they may be, in a car, with a relative, in a hotel. They're able to make sure that they have some stability in their life by maintaining them in the school that they enroll in.
Specifically, how does the One Stop Center address children?
Well, we have several programs that help children. Project Heart is here every day on site, and we have a children's closet where people can come and they can have clothing. We help with diapers, we help with basic needs that they might have for their children. And getting their parents in a stable situation is probably the biggest help that we can do for kids. And that's in one of our other major programs is the rental assistance program. And the rental assistance program, we help with rent, utilities. Depending on their situation, people have to be sustainable. They have to be able to show us that once we've helped them, we'll be able to still ensure that they can be housed. So we don't give just money to anybody who comes in and asks for it, but we have to have them prove to us, if we help you, will you be able to maintain yourself in housing? So that's where our transitional development program really helps out. The other major program we have is a medical and dental free clinic. This is for people who are not only homeless, but also we're finding a lot of people who are uninsured, the working poor, people who need some help. And the biggest need in this county medically is dental. And so we are overwhelmed in our dental clinic.
Now, this past week I was at the groundbreaking for LECOM's new dental school. And LECOM is a great partner of the One Stop Center.
Absolutely.
Can you talk about that?
Yeah, LECOM works with us. They provide the rotations of students in both their medical program and also the pharmacy program. So we have them looking at clients from a medical perspective, physicals, but they also provide prescription assistance for people who have medication needs, and their pharmacists work with them to help them get into prescription assistance programs. And then we're going to be working with them when LECOM has their dental school up and running. We're looking at collaborating to provide 4 more operatories here so that students would be looking to work rotations here for their dental programs. So we'll expand our dental services at that point.
The One Stop Center is not just a place for a handout. It's not a traditional shelter, if you will, but it's really a way for people to get back on track.
Absolutely.
And it's an integrated center and has many aspects to it. And if you could talk a little bit about that. I mean, it's a partner with government, with charities, with the community, obviously with a medical school.
Part of our mission is to coordinate services. And we really try to collaborate with as many agencies in the community or partners to be able to provide as many services as possible here.
One stop.
One stop. That's the whole idea of the model, is to try and provide people with as many services as possible while they're here. So we collaborate with all of the agencies that we can to provide services here. And if we can't get it done here, we also know what the other people do. So we're able to hook them up with services that we may not be able to provide. But we have more than probably 20 different agencies or individuals that we're working with at any one time to provide services here. We work with veterans. We have a vets group that comes in and provides services. Manatee Glens helps with counseling here and outreach. Project Heart is on site, helping with family programs for families who are homeless. Family Resources helps with parenting classes. Suncoast Workforce Board and Goodwill help us with the employment section, because of course employment is really integral to what we're doing here, trying to get these people to be sustainable, back on their feet again. So we have lots of partners, and of course LECOM is our major partner in the medical, but we're really looking for volunteers to help out with the dental, because again, that's one of the biggest needs in the community.
Let me talk about volunteers a minute. How many paid staff do you have here?
We have 10 paid staff. And
to give you an idea, thousands of
just to give you an idea, to run the whole to run the Open Door Center, we need at least 15 people a day. So I only have 1.5 paid positions in that. So I need, quite a few people every day just on this Open Door side to provide those services. You're right. I mean, if we're getting 7,000 visits a month, we obviously need a lot of help.
And I've spoken to many of your volunteers. In fact, my office staff would volunteer as well, and it's such a rewarding thing to do.
Oh, I am amazed at the volunteers. I think if I retired and had time on my hands, I would not be so interested in coming down maybe in volunteering. But what I see are people that come here, I have to really keep them away. I have some that are volunteering 4 hours a day, five days a week, because they certainly get a lot more out of it than they're giving, because they are just fantastic about working with the people and really giving back.
Adele, you're doing a fantastic job, and we're going to go see some other aspects of the One Stop Center. But before we do, if someone wants to volunteer, how do they get in touch with you?
They could give us a call. It's 747-1509. They could also check out our website. It's www.cchomeless.com. And we have a list of opportunities there that people can do. Everybody has something to give, and by volunteering here, they're really impacting the community.
Thank you, Adele.
Thank you.
Now we are with Martha Childress, who is the Open Door Coordinator here at the One Stop Center. As you remember, Adele Rosevere said this is an integral part of the programs that take place here at the One Stop Center. Martha, how are you?
I'm fine.
Why don't you tell our viewers what the Open Door program is?
We serve basic human needs over here. It used to be that we would serve only homeless people. Now we serve those in danger of becoming homeless, or people that just need our help for whatever that might cover. And they come to me.
Tell me about basic human needs. What are we talking about? Food and shelter and?
No. For a shower, for a change of clothes, cup of coffee, a Danish, some vitamin fortified juice in the morning. And then we branch out into medicine. We buy prescriptions for people. You can't get a job without a legal ID, and anymore you can't get a legal ID without a birth certificate. We buy all of that to try to get people set up to where that they can work. That used to not be a very difficult thing to do, but now a legal ID costs $31.50. But in order to get that, we'll have to buy their birth certificate and things like that.
So you have people who really want to find a job, but by virtue of the life situation they're in, they need that help, that beveling of edges, if you will, in order to be able to go back out into the field and
the absolute necessary things the first things that they will ask you for when you go to apply for a job. Yesterday I had a young lady sitting in here that she is a nursing assistant, but she's legal to practice in Tennessee. To practice in Florida, she's got to do the whole thing all over again. There is no funding for that. I had a gentleman come to me who had just been released from prison. His driver's license had been shut down. He had an opportunity to drive cars to the auction, but he needed a driver's license. And his boss gave him today to get it. And I was able to do that. I really love my end of the building because I'm not held to specific things that I have to do. If you need it to get your survival going, somehow or another I'm able to do that. And I do that through people. Well, people that come here and volunteer for me, that is so wonderful. But the people that support me financially, that help me do those little things like that,
these are people from the community
yes,
and corporate partners.
It is the difference between that individual I was able to get his driver's license. It was the difference between him being able to start being a productive person or not.
Well, we hear all the time people say, we don't want to give handouts, we want to give a hand up. This is exactly what you're doing, right?
That's right.
Hand up.
That's right. And I'm not easy to deal with. Okay, if they come and talk to me, they're going to have to tell me all of the things. I make phone calls to find out if this person is really in line for getting a job, that they absolutely need these specific things that I'm being asked for. And when I find that out, then I go talk to my boss, and then we're able to do those things. And they're getting so expensive.
So it sounds like you're very conscious of the resources you have, and you manage them well.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Because I have so many people. Used to, we would see 250 visits a month, and we're looking at that some days. That's how many visits that I have. There's so many more people to make what money we have go around.
How do you keep track of it all?
We're good. We are just good.
And
yeah.
I agree. You are very good.
Yeah, and I have the best volunteers in the world that help me keep up with all the things that I have to keep up with. And we're accountable for all the money we spend. Absolutely accountable.
Martha,
yes.
Thank you, and keep being good.
Thank you.
We are now joined by the clinical director here at the One Stop Center, Michelle Garden. Michelle, how are you today?
Very well, thank you.
Why don't you tell the viewers what the clinical director job is all about?
Well, I help direct and coordinate the services that are provided here in the medical clinic. We check in clients in need of services here, medical and dental. I also do a lot of community outreach and recruitment of volunteers, physicians, and dentists as well. And just putting out the word in the community about this fine center that offers such great services at a needed time.
The medical services offered at the One Stop Center are a large part of what takes place here, and we're in an exam room.
Yes, we're in an exam room right now. That's correct.
And how many exam rooms do we have here?
There are 3 medical exam rooms and 2 dental rooms.
Okay. Well, let's talk about the different services, the different medical services that are provided. You mentioned exam rooms and dental. What, in general, what are the people who come here receiving?
We have physicians from Lee Com College School of Medicine with their medical students, and they see our clients here. They conference along with the physicians in the plan of care and their course of treatment. We have also with that the pharmacists, and they have medical students. So we service both medical needs, pharmaceutical needs. We get them into either a reduced or a free program for their medicines. And we have a dentist that also volunteers his time, and we make a lot of plates and partials and other teeth needs that arrive on an emergency basis. The numbers climb every month. They are probably well over 300 just in making of dentures here in this clinic.
Adela Rosser said that seems to be a common ailment, if you will, dental issues.
It sure is. It is a growing, very strong need in this community. It is one of the most needed help that our clients are requesting at this time. We have very few dentists here that are available to give their time, and a growing need of denture care.
Well, it follows that if people are down economically, you know, it's not just food that they're doing without, it's not just shelter or other amenities of life, but regular routine preventive medicine seems to be one of those things that's lost.
And that is so true. With teeth care, it's a whole separate entity. To have good teeth, you must eat well. If you're in down economic times, your food isn't always readily available. You must have water to brush your teeth. You must have the supplies, flossing, and those are often the things that are put aside. You can eat a bowl of pasta far cheaper and feel full and not be nutritiously fit, and it's going to affect the teeth as well. Those small supplies, if you need gas to try to search for work, you're going to buy a gallon of gas over a toothbrush and toothpaste. So the teeth will often suffer. In fact, they'll seek help medically before they seek help for teeth, because teeth don't show up for a while that they are in need of help. They come in crisis and a lot of pain or an abscess.
But it's not just teeth, because you're treating here. You give full exams and help people get on the right track medically.
It sure is right. Again, it goes it's all encompassed in that if people are having to make choices, they need to keep the lights on. They cannot go to a doctor and pay that bill. And offering this service here, we are keeping this community healthier, safer, because we are catching early onset of diseases. We're doing disease management, such as diabetes and hypertension. We're doing a lot of safety issues, any rashes or anything that is spread that we can catch and put a halt to. We have notified the health department. They've gone out and been able to quarantine a segment and clear up their illness and anything that might have been spread on to others. So we also do a great deal of ER diversion. We save a lot of people from having to go into
which
the emergency
costs
rooms.
taxpayers thousands upon thousands of dollars.
Oh,
Bottom line,
hundreds of thousands.
here
Yes.
you are literally getting people back on their feet so they could get back into
Yes.
the
Back into
community and become a
society.
productive
Yes.
member. And you need volunteers.
And we need volunteers badly here in the whole center, here in the medical office. We need dentists and physicians as well. It's a very rewarding. It's a time we can give back. I think we all might be faced upon hard times in our own different ways, and sometimes, if not for the grace of God, there goes I. And to come here and be able to give back a little and help others in their time of need, and it's fun. It's just a great place to be.
Well, thank you for your time and what you've done.
Thank you for your center.
As you can see, we have a phenomenal team here at the One Stop Center, providing a vital service to not only the people they serve, but to our community as a whole. So before we say goodbye, I'd like to offer the opportunity to any one of our great staff members to provide a final thought.
Thank you, Mr. Galvano. We have a wonderful center here with all the services that are offered. We are expanding and building on our roles and our services, particularly in the dental and the medical portion of things. Again, we're always looking for volunteers in the way of receptionists, nurses, physicians, dentists. Funding, it is vital to this community that we stay open. We're not in fear of going anywhere, but everything helps. Thank you.
Joe, would you like to say something? This is Joe Mercado, who is in charge of operations here at the One Stop Center.
Yeah, I just want to say, I want to reiterate, what we're doing here. We're seeing so many families, we're seeing so many children, so many individuals in need. Over 7,000 visits a month, and we're doing an incredible job, and I think it's important for people to know what we do. I think it's important for this community to know what we're doing, and we could use all the help that we could use.
Martha?
Yeah, listen, we're going to be able to make absolutely revolutionary changes in our community, and we're not going to be able to do it by ourselves. We're going to need everybody that is inclined in any way to help us to show up over here, and you'll see the difference, and it won't take very long.
Adele, final words?
Yeah, I would like to reiterate what everyone has said here. This is a wonderful place, and you can be a part of it. I think it's wonderful that we use so many volunteers, and we really need your help to make sure that this has the impact it really could have for the community. Thanks.
Thank you all for everything that you are doing here at the One Stop Center. You are really, really making a difference in the lives of so many. And all of you who are watching, volunteer, reach out. There's so much that can be done here with your help. Thank you for being here. Thank you for joining us on Weekly Update.